to God for just being alive and well on this morning. And I'll tell you what, you may look at me and think because I'm young, I'm supposed to be standing up here healthy and vibrant and vigorous, but I'm not so careless as to believe that that's the case because I've learned in life that death has no age variance whatsoever. So this morning I thank God that I'm on top of the earth and the earth is not on top of me. Amen. I have a few folks this morning that feel just the same way I do. I think we liable to just have church in here on this morning. You see, I told the folks back at home, the church back at home, that there's a thing that young folks say, and it's called I'm turned up. And for some of you that may not know what term turned up means, if you're proper, you may spell it T-U-R-N-E-D. But if you got a little street credibility, if you got a little street cred, you might spell it T-U-R-N-T. And nevertheless, turned up, it means that in general, you let loose to the highest degree and you turn your emotions loose. And sometimes you need alcohol, sometimes you need drugs to get turned up. But with that being said, I don't know about you, but I don't need alcohol, I don't need weed, and I don't need any other drug. This morning I just say I'm turned up because I know Jesus on this morning. And you may not be turned up because you haven't really gotten to know Jesus for yourself just yet. But I tell you what, the fact of the matter is, you may be waiting on Jesus to do something for you, but that's not the case for me. Because if he doesn't do anything else, he's already done enough. Amen. Y'all feeling all right on this morning? I tell you what, you gotta actually calm yourself down in a crowd like this, because y'all are live this morning. If I'm not careful, I'll lose myself all the way before I get where I'm trying to go. So let me settle down a minute and just give thanks to those who are deserving of thanks after having thanked God already. I'd be remiss if I went on to not thank the leadership for the opportunity to be here on this morning and actually giving me the opportunity to bring a word to you on this morning. Sam has mentioned I've known Sam for quite a while now. And before we became family, Sam was a friend. And I've grown to have a great admiration and a great respect for Brother Bailey. And I think that he's a great worker for the Lord. And God is using Sam. And I'm glad to see what's going on with the work here. And I encourage you all to continue to stand behind him as he leads you. He really does, as we sat and talked at his house last night, Sam has a passion for ministry. He loves his family and he loves the Lord. And I believe that God, if you continue to support him, God will continue to support you through him. So continue to support Sam and his family, and I promise you that they're going to do this church a good work. Now, speaking of family, he mentioned I got my jewels here this morning, and that of my wife, Pauletta. Everybody calls her PJ. So I got PJ with me this morning and my daughter. I know she hates getting all the attention, but I'm going to ask her if she will just to stand so everybody can see who she is. This is PJ and my daughter Riley. I'm just always glad to have them with me whenever I'm on the road. And as well, I'm glad to have our elder with us on this morning, one of the great leaders of our congregation back at home, Brother Mullins. And his family. But without any more being said, let's notice the text on this morning, if you don't mind. He read it so well this morning, it made me hype about getting to this text on this morning. And it'll be found over at Matthew chapter 14. I'm going to ask if we will have a reader this morning. Matthew chapter 14, just a second, we'll begin at verse number 13. Now, I'm turning over. Is it all right if I just have things my way for today? I might just